Sometimes you just get your butt whipped. That's what happened to Kentucky tonight, 51-13. Georgia over the Cats. Man, Kentucky did not play well tonight, and Georgia did. And it was dirty, nasty, just a total beating in every sense of the word. 608 yards for Georgia, 183 for Kentucky. 4 touchdowns. And Carson Beck goes 80%, 28 of 35. I don't know what that interception was. He said he was feeling himself. Let's do less of that. 28 of 35. Devin Leary was 10 of 26. Shout out Ryan Curley. Shout out Dean Legge, who said Kentucky's going to come on the road. It's going to be hard for them to function. You saw the false starts. You saw just stupid penalties at time from Kentucky. Kentucky did not play well tonight, and it was a lot Georgia, but it was plenty Kentucky. Now, I'm just going to call it like I see it. They did not – this is not an acceptable performance if you are the Kentucky Wildcats. It's just not okay. And, you only get to play the Dogs once. And, boy, did they stunk the joint up tonight. And, this is becoming a kind of a nutty college football weekend. I'm purposely trying not to see scores because we watch games when we get back to the east side. We're lounging in our eco-poly chairs. You can get 15% off of their awesome products if you use the code that we've got down below. Free shipping. We're going to see a lot more of their products this week as we get ready for Vanderbilt. Georgia, I don't know that it necessarily matters, but when you're up 34-7 against a ranked team, you're kind of thumping your chest about who's the best team in the country. It's us. Did you watch Ohio State today? It was not good. They did not look good. I'm watching SC right now. They don't look good. I think Notre Dame's going to lose. Georgia tonight, there's not going to be a lot of teams that beat. How did Texas lose that game? I know how. 3 turnovers. I said to Carson tonight, I met Carson in 2019 or whenever it was, and so I've seen and known him for a little bit of time. And I just said to him, it's so crazy what Georgia can do when they're not turning the ball over and when they're making field goal. Peyton Woodring, people need to let it go. The kid is just outperforming. When you think about him tonight, I can't find it immediately, but he made a lot of kicks, and that matters. Woodring, 36, 42, 32. That's where you got to have those. And he's knocking them in there. That's 9 points. That matters, y'all. And I wrote last week, I thought Georgia would have a hard time. I did not think they would cover against Auburn. This week I thought, yeah, they are going to cover against the Cats. Why? Some of it's matchups. This is not a great matchup for Kentucky, man. It's just not. I got buddies that are Kentucky people I played in college with. They're Kentucky people. They follow the Cats closely. This is just not, it's not a great matchup for Kentucky. That's one problem. But this tonight, Georgia's not losing to anybody if they play like they did tonight. Let's go to the drive chart. While I do that, I do want to make sure that y'all are aware. Please sign up for our newsletter. It doesn't cost any money. It is the thing. It is all the cool kids are doing it. Tens of thousands of people have already done it. As I get to the drive chart, if it's already up, you're not going to want to miss out on what we deliver every single day. You don't have to be a subscriber. You're missing out, but you don't have to be a subscriber, but definitely want to be on our newsletter. Here's Georgia's night in drive charts. Okay. Like a week with this crew, our relationship, we are big drive chart people. We care about that. I got to deal with Ryan right now. See, these post games, y'all have no idea. Let's just take a look at the drive. Let's look at the drive chart right now, friends. Please look at that. Can you see them on the screen? This is crazy. Touchdown, 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 field goal, touchdown, field goal. Carson's getting brave. Field goal, touchdown, punt, touchdown. This is how you play football. This is not fair, first of all. You got a 95-yard drive. You got an 82-yard drive. You got a 75, 82, 95. Those are long drives, 92 here at the bottom. This game, it was not over at that point. it was close to over. It was close to over. And I'm sorry. I got Ryan and I are trying to communicate post game. I left Kirby early. I mean, Kirby tonight was asked, do you think this something about the number one team thing? He said, I don't care. He shouldn't care. I mean, like that's I don't mind the question. I just think the answer is exactly appropriate. It doesn't matter who. I mean, you're like the Rock in the early 2000s. It does not matter. Period. Right now, all you're doing right now is you're saying, I mean, like you're saying, all right, hey, we've gutted 2 games out. Really, one game we've gutted out. And in this game, we're not missing field goals. They're going in. We're scoring touchdowns. We're not turning the ball over except when Carson, when you're watching this, it's me. I'm the one saying you're getting brave. And that was just too much. But this guy's hitting 80% of his balls. The two. Now I do not remember the 7 incompletions. I remember 2 of the 7. I remember the interception was just dreadful. Cannot have that. And what I mean by that was the decision making skill. That's not going to work. But I'll give you 1 in 35 where you make just a total boneheaded decision. And then the other one was Brock Bowers just straight up dropping the ball. And I asked him about it, and he just said, hey, I just dropped it. I mean, what else are you going to say? He just did. I mean, he probably was like, hey, man, you want me to throw you to the ground here? I do all this other stuff. Are people not grateful enough for my 7 catches, 132 yards, and a touchdown? I mean, I thought it was a really good performance personally. But look, and then you take a look at the Kentucky drive. I mean, the other thing, too, like if you're voting Florida State as your number one team, like I don't see how you can really do that right now. But that's not a Georgia, that's a me as a person that votes on things. I do not vote on rankings. I vote on their Heisman, Biletnikoff, other stuff. I don't think how you can be intellectually honest with yourself after you compare Florida State surviving Boston College, uh, to some degree, surviving LSU, a team that I'm not even going to start talking about LSU. That's going to just make me mad. They are insane. But this tonight was totally dominant. But now the flip side of that is, why can't you do this each week? Oh, you mean why don't you score on every single drive each week? Because it's hard to do that. You can't do that. Here's Kentucky. 8 plays punt, 5 plays punt, 10 plays touchdown. Okay, now that was a kickoff, and they just drove the field. That's going to happen. 4 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And it was over. And then some of that's getting into the second half. I mean, Kentucky had 5 first half drives. Georgia had 6. And the score at the half was 34-7. And very, very well could have been 38-7. I feel like Georgia left one touchdown out there. 6 of 6 on red zone scores. Third down conversions. Georgia 6 of 11, 2 of 11. Look, this game's done, right? So what is this? What's the global point here? What is the global point? The point is this team now. You can see what they can do. More important, not just they're really good when they play hair on fire. Well, yeah, everybody's really good when they play hair on fire. But when you got to dig it out at Auburn, can you do that? The answer, yes. Could Texas A&M dig it out against Alabama? The answer, no. So now they're in, like this is coming down to, can LSU survive all the way along and beat Alabama? I don't think they can. Personally, I mean, we have an honest relationship here. I don't think that they can do that. I mean, they've already lost to Ole Miss. They're playing with fire. They certainly could have lost today in Missouri. They won by 10 because of total garbage at the end of the game. They survived Arkansas. I mean, LSU is not trustworthy in any way. And so, Alabama conversely, to me, is getting quality wins, sort of getting better, if you ask me. And, it looks to me like this is going to be Georgia and Alabama. Now, will Alabama slip up again? I think they could. Will Georgia? I'm skeptical. I mean, they could. They've got Ole Miss. They've got Missouri. They've got at Tennessee. I'm skipping some teams. I'm skipping Vanderbilt. Florida does not. Florida has got a long way to go. Georgia Tech lost to Bowling Green, so you got two of those games are here, and this crowd tonight was just y'all. I mean, if people tell you, first of all, let me just make a statement. There's no place like here. There's other places that are really great. You go to Auburn, you see what they do. They do a really good job. You go to Kentucky, they do a good job for what they are. South Carolina, Clemson, Tennessee, but nowhere puts on a show quite the way that it is at Samford. Georgia, the Institute, they've done a much better job through the years of, hey, this is entertainment. We have to entertain people. People stay here for the lights, and then they go home. They stay for the lights, and then they leave. And it causes worse traffic, which I'm not a fan of, Josh Brooks. If you could kind of, adjust for the traffic, I would appreciate that. But that's not reality. And, they've gone to putting on a show now. They understand, hey, we have to compete for attention and consumer dollars and all these things. We've got to make it a show no matter if Georgia's winning or not. Well, that they're winning really helps. Secondly, on this entire front, you watch, that Texas game today. I would say I don't know how Texas lost that game, except I watched it and they turned it over 3 times. And you can't do that. I mean, even tonight, of the 13 points that Kentucky scored, 6 of them came directly from a turnover. Well, that's not good. I mean, if you're elite, like Georgia's defense says they are, and I mean, honestly, they really were tonight. I mean, they allowed 183 yards on 50 snaps. That's really bad if you're Kentucky. Kentucky had 55 yards rushing. That's what they do. They had 55 yards rushing. That is insane. My only criticism is, quick change, sudden change. Georgia's not good at that at all. Like, they're not elite. They're bad at it. So that's another thing they got to work. And the only way to work on it is have it happen. It's not a great situation to have it happen because that means you just turn the ball over. But, they got to get better at. That is something they do have to get better at. Now, you hope you don't see that a lot in the near future, but we've seen now UAB, Auburn twice, and then, now tonight, Kentucky, that's 4 turnovers that led straight to 28 points, if I'm not mistaken. But certainly in the last 3 turnovers have been 21 points. The UAB game, I believe, was a touchdown as well. But when you watch this team play, the national championship's right there. Like, they're not as good as they were last year. No question. I think I said that week 1 or 2. No doubt. They're not. But they're better than almost everybody else, if not certainly better than everybody else. Now, Michigan I did not watch today. Ohio State I did. Not accurate with the football at all. Oklahoma, quarterback, not accurate with the football. Texas is better than Oklahoma. They just lost today. Now, I know Oklahoma fans will lose it about that, but that, that's a credit to Oklahoma, okay? That's not a knock on either team. Texas is a better team than Oklahoma. Texas did not play the way you need to win, and Oklahoma did. So OU is not going to, those two will rematch, I think. And, and the winner of that game will probably go to the playoff. The winner of the SEC championship game, certainly if Alabama only has 1 loss, and if it is Alabama, the winner of that game's going too. So, let's just see what happens as we go on here. Now, there's only 1 undefeated team in the league. It's Georgia. And, you look across the landscape, Arizona is trying to go 17-3 or 17-0 on SC. I do not trust the USC. I do not trust SC. They're trying to go 17-0 on them, and they might. I do not trust USC. Now, Caleb Williams can flying up and down the fly up and down the field. But, dude, you got to stop somebody at some point, man. And then, you look at the ACC. I mean, obviously, to me, it's Florida State. It looks like, and I don't know. Notre Dame would need a miracle to beat Louisville. Somebody picked that game, and so Louisville, North Carolina, Florida State. The ACC is not figured out. ACC has become, with Clemson struggling again today. The ACC is certainly a very that league has changed. Has this league changed? 17-0 Arizona. How are you down 17-0 to Arizona? That is inexplicable and inexcusable. Not okay. They could lose this game. I know y'all see this. Arizona's 3-2. I think they lost to Mississippi State, or was that Arizona State? I can't remember. Not okay. But this Georgia team, if they just continue, I mean, first of all, if you play like tonight, you're not going to lose. Okay, but if Carson Beck keeps going 28 of 35, I mean, that's sick, man. That ain't right. And Kirby was really about the run game, which, if you look at it, 31 for 173, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of yards, man. And, not a lot of carries. 31, I mean, so they were very balanced, 31 rushes, 33 passes. I mean, the only real criticism of the offense tonight was Carson Beck's really bad decision on that one interception. But you can survive that, because I know he was feeling himself. That he's right, but you can't do that in the future. So, I mean, I thought it was superb. Carson Beck's best performance, period. Georgia's best performance of his career, which, he's racking them up all of a sudden here. And then, you look at Georgia, and this is a team that, the training wheels have been off. You don't just go to Auburn and win that game like that if you got training wheels on. They had to dig that thing out, y'all. That was a tough win. That was a mindset win. And we know they can win those games. We now know they can blow people out, like in the league. So if, this, is Kentucky great? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they punished Florida. Does that matter? It doesn't seem like Georgia is going to me, hammer the Gators. The real other, I'll just say this too. One real problem in like today that I saw, the Florida quarterback is not good. He is not accurate. The Ohio State quarterback is a few steps back from what they've had with Stroud. He is not accurate with the ball. The Oklahoma quarterback is gutsy. He is very inaccurate a lot. And, on game-winning touchdowns, maybe not, but, his legs are the problem there. And he, that was a tough loss for Texas, man. I mean, they were favored in that game for a reason, and they just did not play well. These guys did, and they served notice tonight. Now, you got Vanderbilt. I know all you are going to go up there. I get it. But, this is a get-right game. Georgia, if Vanderbilt is not in Georgia's universe, Florida is probably not either, if we're just being honest. But you go take care of business against Vandy, and you just take it from there. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it.